Hey everyone, this is June. I am with the Eclectic Spiritual Path, and I'm going to be doing a tarot reading today for a client of mine. She is off camera for her privacy. She has allowed me to film it, so I'm going to film it and show you how I do tarot. If you would like to get a tarot reading from me, you're welcome to call or go to my Facebook page, Eclectic Spiritual Path, or June Wagner, and contact me that way. Okay, so we're going to get going and I'm going to show you how I do this. Um, we can use FaceTime, I can meet you in person, or whichever. So if my friend is ready, I will have her tell me what deck she would like to use. There's a bunch of decks here, so I will let her kind of just point at the deck that she would like to use, and I will have her pick it up, give it to her, and let her shuffle it any which way she feels comfortable. I don't mind at all how somebody shuffles. If one falls out of there, honey, I'll have to see it. So if it just falls out, jumps out at you, you can shuffle on the table if you like. Um, and I'm showing you the cards so that you can see that this is a true reading. I have been doing cards for many years now, 40 plus, so hopefully I tell this young lady something she needs to know. And I will say, if somebody doesn't get your pass card, they don't have you. So you either need to reshuffle or come a different day or pick a different deck. Because if they don't got your pass cards, they don't have you. That's why I always put a pass card in there. And I usually tell people to think about themselves, because the tarot usually tells you what you want to know or what you need to know versus what you want to know anyways, most of the time. We're going to move my lovely crystal ball off the table. Thank you. Um, this spread is actually a spread I designed myself. We call it the big one. And it takes the whole table, as you can see. And the deck I'm using is called Reflections. And it kind of looks like stained glass. I don't know if you can see the cards very well or not, but hopefully you can see them. Okay, so with that being out, this is your past right here. This is your present, and this is your future. Okay? This line would be your success. That usually is about, the things that you've accomplished in your life, uh, the things that have happened in the past, of course, and the things that you were successful at. Could be career, could be finances, it could be lots of things. This here is what you want. This is about telling you what you want. Sometimes we don't even know what we want, so it's a surprise to us too. This line here is your enemy position. This line here is your ally position. This is your friends and family. When we get to this, I will be putting a card with it, telling your reaction to each of these things. So that way you'll be able to figure out who it is or who it was.
Okay.
This is your love life. This is your health. This is your outcome. And this card here is your best course of action for the present. This card is the best course of action for the future. All of this stuff in here may not have happened yet, so you're able to change this if you don't like it. And how you change it is you use your enemy and your ally to change things.
Okay.
Okay? There are, I'm sure you're aware, but some people may not be aware, there are major and minor arcanas. So the majors are harder to change. They can be changed, but they're harder. They signify, can't say it, signify many major events. The minors are everyday influences, like people, places, things, and you say, well, how do I change people? I say you don't, but you change how you react to them, and it's a lot easier than you may think.
Yeah.
So therefore, I'm going to get in it and get going. In your success line, I like to run through the past because, again, if I don't have the past, I don't got you, so we have to reshuffle. So I want to say in your success line, you've had to fight for about everything you've got. You had to stand your ground, you had to be persistent and really fight to get ahead. You know, you did. You fought hard, you worked hard, you fought very hard too, and you were successful at it. What you wanted in the past, it's not like you wanted to be the richest person in the world or the most creative person in the world. You just wanted to be able to do a good job of what you were paid to do. You cared, you wanted to do what you were paid to do and make, a little bit of money to help you. Because you weren't like, oh, I just want to live in a mansion, a house in a mountain or on the beach or whatever. You just wanted to get paid for your talents, which is understandable. In your enemy position, you do have a major arcana back here, and I see there were enemies like just about everywhere you turned. Somebody was on your back, and you really did do a pretty good job of trying to keep yourself from drowning there. People had a big influence over you, and they made you sink into like a depressive state, but not because you're not a depressive person, but you did go there. You visited it, you danced with it a little bit,
Yeah.
and it was by the cause of other people. It wasn't you, it was them, and they were in your enemy position. You have a minor in your ally position, which it tells me that in your past you realized who some of these enemies were. Now, whether you did anything about it is another story, but you realized who they were eventually, which kept you from sinking into the dark depression, I believe. And then the Queen of Pentacles is an Aries type of person, not Aries, Aquarius type of person. And that's a Gemini. That's a Gemini type of person in your past, whom Geminis can be, and this was the worst kind of Gemini. They were like 1 second they were one way, another second they were another way, and it was like they could change on a dime. I mean, like, boom, their whole personality would change, and they would be someone else. Could be, it looks like it's somebody that is about your age, maybe a little bit younger, or maybe a little bit older, but they were about your age. And your reaction to this was, I'm gonna love you anyway, no matter what what person you are today. You were not trying to give up on him. You're gonna love him anyway.
That's not bad.
So you did. In your love life in the past here, I see it's the Emperor. It's a major arcana. I see somebody, they didn't have your best intention at heart. Most emperors are very loyal and fair, and they've got your best interests at heart. However, this shows me a very different, again, a different side to a person that was just trying to manipulate you and pull your strings, basically, is what I'm seeing there. Your health, you were walking on tight ropes, trying to balance between, all the work you were doing, having to fight to even get to work and to do a good job, or having to pick up after everyone. It was hard. I mean, I see your legs hurting, from the knee down. I see an issue with your heart in here in the past, and I don't think that's just a broken heart. I think you had some anxiety, no doubt, and I think
Dread.
that caused a
Dread.
yeah, it caused a problem for you. So hopefully that straightens up. Um, your outcome here is, people, it seemed like, you know, you were trying as hard as you could to be realistic and not, you know, not fantasize and put too much fantasy in your life, in your past. You were being very realistic. Like I said, you had to fight for everything. This is the seven of pentacles upside down. So it's like you were being super realistic, almost too realistic, because without a little play, makes you a dull girl. So you were too realistic, but you didn't have time. There was just no time. Um, which brings me up to your now. Um, you know, now is such a, it's also a major kind of card. It is the devil card. Yes, people have tricked you out of your money, and it's time for you to trick them back, if that makes sense. So you'll have to use your creativity to get around some uh, issues where it comes to finances, and work your way the way you want to, and take your time. And if somebody is wanting you to support them, just say no. I don't have it, sorry. No, I can't loan you
Which card is
20
that?
bucks. This is right here. It's the devil
Oh.
card.
Oh.
Now, if it was this way, I would be like, oh, girl, you got it. You're such a trickster. But it's not. It's straight up. So people will try to trick you. They will use uh, every way. And you know as well as I do sometimes that, like me fighting for everything that I got for Kevin, I had to fight for everything I got. And you're going to have to find a way, a creative way to make them, think it's their ideal, not yours. So I think that's good. In your want position, you got the King of Cups, which is a Cancer type of person. Normally, a Cancer type of person, they like put people in a shell and they never get out. Cancers can be almost stalkerish. So I don't think you want a stalker, but I think that this is upside down. So this is a younger individual than you, um, and I think that it's uh, they're more on your same page, even though they're younger than you. But it doesn't look like they're astronomically not younger. But this is in your want position too, and you do want somebody who is on your same page, who has the same interests, who wants to do some of the same things. You want a little bit of variety, but you want somebody who's going to do and want to do what you want to do. There's nothing wrong with that. Uh, as a companion. Um, in your enemy position, you have a major. In your ally position, you have a major. Um, in your enemy position, you're not one that really, well, sometimes you embrace change a little bit too much. I think change is a good thing. I know it says death, but death does not mean death. It means death to something else. Sometimes when you're ready to start a new leaf, you're ready to, and sometimes we get overzealous when we're trying to start something new, and we don't always uh, see the whole picture before we jump. And I think that could be in there. So, but you also have a major kind of in your ally position, which tells me that you yourself, this is straight up, you can be um, a little bit on the naive side when it comes to certain things. However, it's not like you're losing all your money. Your money's not falling out. You're just a little bit naive. You're not um, allowing, or you're not thinking things through. But it's sometimes that's attractive though. It's in your ally position, so it's saying that it's very attractive. You're taking chances, which is a good thing, because without a risk there is no gain. So you've got to step out of your box. So without risk there is no gain, and you're not losing nothing because the money's falling up. Usually it's falling down, but the scarlet's falling up. So um, I think you're just ready. You're ready, and I think that you need to use that to your advantage. Being that hey, I can do anything is awesome. I think that you can do anything. You can do anything you want. Uh, Getting to your friends and family here, you have the Empress, which tells me that uh, it's straight up, and someone is really, they're trying to take care of themselves. Now, this is not you. This is someone you know. This is also a major arcana card, and it looks like they're doing the best that they can do to take care of themselves. And I think this is probably one or two of your children. They're trying to do everything that they can do to take care of themselves, not have to count on you or not have to count on anyone, as you've tried to show them in your life that you got to get what you can get by yourself. And your reaction to that is the Four of Cups. I think this is the Sun, because this is my death card. It's a minor, and it's a Four of Cups. Usually grief is hard. It's hard for people, and you understand that. And they're trying to help someone overcome a grief, and you understand it more than they realize. And you're trying to be supportive and helpful of them. But people grieve at their own time and their own way. And there's nothing that really you can say or do that's going to speed it along or slow it down or anything. Right. So you're kind of just being there for support. If they want to talk, you'll listen. If they want to cry, you'll be there to let them cry. So that's cool. In your love life right now, the Five of Pentacles, I love this card because people don't realize that they can ask the universe for whatever it is that they hold desire, and the universe will give it to them. A lot of times, it's like prayer, if you will. A lot of times you ask for things and you get it. And those things that you don't get, you probably don't really need, or you're not asking correctly. You're like saying, I really want a Mercedes in my driveway. Well, when do you want this Mercedes? So you got to ask it like you've already got it. And this is in your love life. So I feel like that you want somebody who's supportive of you as you have been supportive of everyone else, because it's a Pentacle card, and it's a Five of Pentacle cards. You want them to be able to have their own money, their own interest. It doesn't always have to be yours. It has to be equal, or on the same floor anyway. So that's what you're wanting, and you need to ask the universe in that aspect. We could do that jar, but we'll talk about that in another episode. Okay. In your health right now, you have the Queen of Cups, which is a Scorpio type of temperament. Scorpios are very, very intuitive. They have a very intuitive mind. So do Capricorns. Uh, well, actually, everybody does, but Scorpios usually learn how to use it. And this one is telling me that, you know, we're not getting any younger. So it's saying it's time. It's time for you to live a good life. Yes, there's some issues in your back area, front area that you're going to have to take care of. I also see something that might come up that's like itchy or scaly or something that's going to bother you a little bit. It's probably going to be on your arms or on your back or on your chest area. It reminds me of shingles, but anyway.
Psoriasis.
Yeah, so anyways, yeah, that's going to bother you a little bit, but it shouldn't bother your confidence, if you know what I mean. um, your outcome card looks pretty good. Your financial situation looks like it's picking up a little bit better. Things are going to start working out good, which is awesome. And your best course of action, girl, you got the Lovers card, and it says, you are a good person. You love unconditionally. You have been taken advantage of that. You've been hurt before, of course, but try not to make new people pay for old people's mistakes. Back here, you already did that. You already got the shoes, the suit, the handbag to match. So, you already did that. Know where your boundaries are and set them right away. And if they don't want to respect that, then they're not the person. And that includes friends, that includes, anything. If they don't want to respect your boundaries, then, you know, you don't need them. You've already had that. You've already had the disrespect. You don't need it anymore. So follow your intuition and love. Just love. If you want to love somebody, love them. If they love you back, wonderful. If they're stepping over your boundaries, fuck them. I mean, excuse my French. Hope no kids are listening to this. Might want to bleep that out. Which brings me up to your future. I see you doing some traveling. I see you going some places and learning some things that you really didn't know, before now. Well, it doesn't look like you're going off like overseas or anything like that, but you are learning some different cultures and being wise about some things. It's not like you're going back to school or anything like that, but you are learning some things, and your great tinsel wisdom is shining through there. So I think that's good. That's a good success card. You look awfully thin in that picture too. She says, sweet. And your want position, again, you have some really good ideals. I know sometimes you don't think you do, but you do. And in the future, you're going to want to create something that is yours. You're going to want to create and be, whether you make money at it or not, it's not for that purpose, but you're wanting to create, and it's an old ideal that you want to bring to the forefront. Again, you want to bring an old ideal that was snuffed out way back when and bring it to the forefront and do it. And I think that's awesome. In your enemy position here, you have the Magician, which tells me it's a major arcana, which tells me that, self-confidence is a big thing. We all have everything we need. We just need to know how to put it together. We need to know where the pieces go to put it together. And I think sometimes that disillusion that we're not good enough, or we're this or we're that, gets in our way, because we are good enough. We have everything we need. We just got to learn how to mix it up and make the stew, so, or put the puzzle together, as I always say. Now, it's stronger than your ally position, but your ally position is, girl, you fought enough long and hard, and you ain't doing it no more. You're like, if I ain't gonna worry about this next week. I ain't fighting about it. You know, if you want to fight, you go down the street. I ain't fighting. I ain't doing it. You know, I'm just not. You're done. You're done with arguing. You're done with being uh, somebody's debate team or debate person or yeah or whooping post. You know, you're done with that. You're done. You're not gonna do it. So, you know, realize that you have everything you need. Make this, you know, get out of your enemy position and into your ally position because you have everything you need and you will continue to have everything you need. I'm glad that you're gonna pick your battles wisely in the future and not just because somebody wants to start an argument. You can say not today and go on. Now, somebody, you know how you have this balancing act down here with your health, somebody's going to have a balancing act with their finances. Um, they're not, you know, it's like they're borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. And, you know, sometimes, you know, that's the only way you can do it, you know, sometimes. And your reaction to them is, you know, you feel like you're drowning yourself. It's probably because of that card. So you don't feel like that you're gonna try to help as much as you can, but you can't help a drowning fish. If they're not willing to listen or take some advice from you, you can't help a drowning. You just can't. You can't help them because they're not gonna listen. It's like, how does a blonde get the water out of her boat? She drills a hole in the bottom of it. That's what they're doing. So you can't help somebody who doesn't want to listen. Um, and that's okay. In your love life, I see the Knight of Wands. I feel like that you are gonna take action where you feel like action is deserved. If you know your family isn't your family until you make them your family. You know what I'm saying? Like your husband wasn't your family until you married him, or I married. Like my husband isn't my family until I married him. I did marry into a great family, which I'm awesome about that. But people aren't their family until you make them. And then one time, you know, you meet somebody and you really care for them and they really care for you and it's on an equal term and next thing you know, they're part of your family and you're not going to let them go. And there's nothing wrong with that either. So you're going to take action where action is needed, whether it be family, whether it be it's in your love life. So I feel like it's going to be somebody you're going to meet within the very near future. Um, there, and you have the Justice card in your health position. It's like, again, especially these days, it seems like you have to fight with insurance, you have to fight with this, you have to fight with that. And it looks like you're going to have to fight with it. You're going to have to do something to make the scales move in your favor because this is upside down. So, now I have a feeling this might have to do with some insurance stuff. You know, so you're going to have to, you know, figure out a way to make it work for you because insurances, they suck. They don't cover half the stuff they should. I think insurance should be free, but that's me. Or healthcare should be free. Yeah, that's going to be a struggle, but you'll figure it out. You're a smart person. Two of Wands, partnership. That's good. I think that it's well deserved. And sometimes you're just bouncing things off of people. You know, you got the World card. You're a smart chick. You know, you got the World card in your success line. You've got that old ideal you're bringing to the forefront. And so, you know, maybe you won't have to have that. Maybe you'll make that million and have that Mercedes in your yard if that's what you want. And the Four of Pentacles, before we even started, remember I saw the Four of Pentacles? Well, you have it in your best course of action in the future. So, again, this is like keep some things to yourself. You don't have to give everybody, everything of you. If you don't keep something for yourself, God forbid they die, then you're all to hell. You know, so you have to keep something for yourself. It's like putting the oxygen mask on you before you do the child. Because if you're not around there to take care of them, who's going to take care of them? So keep some stuff for yourself. And it's okay. Everybody doesn't have to know everything. I don't care if you're intimate or not. They don't have to know everything. They do not have to know it. So, therefore, you don't have to tell them anything if you don't want to. Like, used to, when I was young, guys would say, "How many guys have you slept with?" I'm like, "Well, how many girls have you slept with?" No, you don't have to know everything. You don't have to know everything there is to know about everyone. So, with all this being said, and I know this is a lot to take in and to process and to think, and you may have questions later on, you're welcome to give me a buzz or whatever and say, "Remember you were talking about blah, blah, blah." Let's talk about that a little bit deeper. But if you don't have any questions on what I've talked about at this particular moment, there is one more thing I like to do, and I do this with everyone. I like for you to take the cards and shuffle them back into the deck. And then after you shuffle them back into the deck, when you feel like you're ready to stop, you just lay them down and flatten them out. Do you have questions on any of this?
No, not really.
Okay. Well, if you do, you can always give me a call or whatever, and we can talk about it then. But anyway, pick up the cards, shuffle them back into the deck. I'll do this. I'll let them pick them up. Put them back in there however you want to, and then face down when you spread them out. And I tell people to put a hand over it, or you know, when I'm doing it on like FaceTime or whatever, I will put my hand over it, and they'll tell me when to stop, and they'll tell me which finger they want me to stop at. And sometimes I see one myself. I'll see it breathe or pop up, and I'm gonna see if you picked the one I saw. It's not the one I saw. This one was breathing a little bit. So we're gonna take the one you saw, and we're gonna take the one I saw. The one you saw is the Four of Wands. We talked about this one a little bit too. I don't see a family reunion. This is upside down. I don't see a family reunion or anything like that coming up, or any kind of celebration that you're going to attend right away. And that's one you picked. The one I picked is the Emperor. He's upside down this time. So I really don't think you're going to allow people to pull your strings. You're just not going to do it. You know, you've already been the puppet. You're not going to do that anymore. You're not going to be the puppet.
Tired of being a puppet.
Yep, you're not going to be the puppet. You're going to be the puppet master maybe, but you're not going to be the puppet. So that's that. And that's the end of our recording today. So we hope you guys enjoyed this, and hopefully I'll be talking to you again soon. Stay mystical, my friends.